Okay, I'm here to talk about structured data and using structured data with Optimizepress. I contacted the guys at Optimizepress. They said they'd done very little work on using structured data in the system. So I often did some research into structured data. And what I discovered is it is a very good tool for taking over more real estate on Google, which is really what most of us want. We need to build lists. When I say most of us want, most people using Optimizepress are there as direct marketers. So what we're wanting to do is gain leads as fast as possible, and obviously a great way to do that is online. And obviously being found in Google without having to pay for adverts, just paying for the search engine optimization is great, but also once you've got the search engine optimization going, it's taking over more and more real estate on the top of Google. Now, it's okay to say that. Let me show you actually what it means. So if I type in a product, so somebody's looking for a vacuum cleaner, they type in Dyson. They not only get the Dyson website, so this is basically all stuff that Google does itself automatically. You can't really control that apart from writing really good search engine optimization stuff yourself. But here you can see extra data, so products you can buy, where you can buy them. Okay, that comes from the feed through Google Products and Google Shopping. Then there's more information about Dyson here. This is the company information about Dyson, who started it, who the shareholders are, Facebook profile, Twitter profile, YouTube profile. So the user can get to all of that without leaving the Google search. Also they can see places where you can buy Dysons around the area, okay, and a map. All that coming off rich structured data. So that's a company. Let me give you some other examples. So for instance, Rolling Rock, one of my favorite beers. Now, first bit I showed you there was a company. This is a product. Rolling Rock is actually owned by the Latrobe Brewing Company. Okay, so if we look up Latrobe Brewing, we'll find out actually information there about the company. This is about the beer. So this is product information. Structured data covers about 100 different things within what a company can buy and sell and all about the company. Really, there's only 5 or 6 that you need to worry about. The first one we've seen is company data. The next one we see is product data. Okay, you'll also want to see stuff about video. Well, let's go, for instance, I know this works, so. But otherwise, again, we see product data here. So that's about the product. But we put this on the end of it. And we get something about their events that are going on. Okay, so the first one was in organization, the next one was product. We now have events. So if you're using a webinar, for instance, I set up ours the other day. We had a webinar event piece of structured data. So those are 3. The other thing you want to do, so let me go back and show you Anheuser-Busch. So Budweiser again was the product, here is the company. Okay, so that's just showing you the difference again. Okay, also we might want to look at a video. Okay, so that's not coming up. I'll show you one of those later on that actually works pretty well. Okay, so here's one for Catherine Kennard. What's happened here is normally under these actually there's a rating, but they've been turned off. Okay, so I'll let you show that later on. Or I may even cut that from the video, but I'll show you what to do with videos later on. So I'm starting to show you, and I hope you understand that by putting in structured data, what we're doing is actually helping Google show more information about our company and getting more real estate on the Google search. Also, it works really, really well when you put structured data in and rich cards for mobile. So you get a lot better and more information on the mobile screen, which is what you want. You want to take over as much of the front page of Google as you can for your searches. Now, I went off and actually looked at a number of different organizations. So one of them I looked at was one called Rank. Once the guys at Optimizepress told me they hadn't really worked on structured data, hadn't looked into it, I went off and did some research. And what I would say is this person here, the Rankia.com one, he has a brilliant plugin that works with the posts on your website, and I presume the majority of you have set up your Optimizepress to be even a launch or a blog post, a blog site with launch and just a normal website as well. So this works great with the posts, but it doesn't work with the pages, which I'll come to later. Okay, the other thing that I did was I looked at that. He tested it on a website with Optimizepress that I created, and that worked very well. And if you want somebody to go and do it for you, he will probably go in and do that for an extra charge. And I think he's got a plug-in is about $25 or something like that. The other person I went to, because once you start looking at structured data, let me just show you some of it so you can see what it looks like. To you and me, that's probably gobbledygook. When you sit down and look at it, you go, what on earth is this? I will never be able to write that, I'll never be able to do it, and there's a very simple solution. You get somebody else to do it. Now, what I've talked about here is what I called organization of data, which is one of the first things I showed you with Dyson, and that comes through your local business. Okay, so here you can start seeing when you read it, gobbledygook, horrible programming, health and beauty industry. I understand that bit. One Truth Australia Pty. I understand that's the name of my company name. URL. Well, I understand that's the URL. Same as Google+, YouTube, Twitter. Remember when you typed in Dyson or I typed in Anheuser-Busch, they had those little logos at the bottom for YouTube, Twitter. That's how you get those in there, okay? What my logo is, where the image to the product is, the description of my main product, the trade name of my main product, my postal address, my stuff for maps. Okay, so all this, when you look at it, is actually looks horrible to start with, but you can sort of work it out. But I don't recommend at all that you try to build this yourself. I'll give you a system in a minute to get around that. Okay, so that's organization, which gives you all the first bit. Remember the Anheuser-Busch. Then product, so this is going to give you, the Budweiser and the Rolling Rock. Okay, so this is what it is. This is the image of it. This is the description of it. It's a thing, has a name, has a rating, okay, and has an offer, and it has a price. Okay, it's in stock, so that will come up on the website as well. We'll come to video later on. Events are also the thing. So, for instance, I showed you the Budweiser events, and you got a lot of events if you're a band or somebody like that. Okay, we run webinars and we run seminars, so you can put these in. Obviously, these are ongoing feast, so you have to update them now and again. But again, you can sort of work out once you've got the main format, okay, how this works. And I'll show you a tool later on to make sure it is correct. And then video case study, which we'll come to later, which is more about blogs. Okay. So now I've shown you the outcome and the benefits of having structured data. I showed you what the structured data looked like. I've given you two places that you can go to help. Sorry, one place so far. This is the second place. This is the guy who's actually built mine. You can see completed order. All that coding he put together for me for $28 Australian, about $22 American. If you look him up on Fiverr, Rich Snippet Schema Markup Microdata, HARUN2 829384. So I recommended him. I don't get any affiliate details or anything. This is just for you. Buy the same thing. You don't need it delivered in one day. I couldn't seem to get it off, and I couldn't be bothered with the price, because $28 for that amount of coding I'm happy to pay. Okay, he's got great recommendations. Okay, that's why I chose him. Never get anybody off Fiverr unless they've been reviewed really high, and normally only get them if they're a top rated seller. So I've showed you the output, I showed you how you can get the code, and now what on earth do we do with Optimizepress? As we all know, Optimizepress is a great tool. I use Optimizepress and only very, very few other plugins, because plugins take up time, money, effort on websites. So for instance, I only have the Optimizepress SEO turned on. But what Optimizepress will allow you to do, which is really, really useful, is within blog settings. So these are for your posts. Remember, posts, all the little posty things, and pages are your big pages that are fairly static. So posts are a moving feast, pages are pretty static. So we're going to work on posts first. Now the great thing within posts, if we go down to modules, we do not have to put these bits of data, and really here I'm talking about the top 3 or 4, on every single page. We can just go down modules here, go down to the sections that says other scripts, and we can add probably 5 bits or 6 bits of code to this whole section. You can see this one is about the organization. This one's about the website. Okay, and I could put more in there. So that's the ones that go across. It keeps doing that. Okay, every page on a post. So let me prove that to you. So as soon as you put them in, I'll show you how to put them in a second. So for instance, we go to all posts. Okay, we go to role of telomeres and aging. We'll view it. Well, hopefully you'll view it. Come on. Okay, grab that URL. So you can't see any of the rich format text here at all. What you can do is go, first of all, you go to your Google Webmaster Tool. And if you haven't got the Google Webmaster Tool, you have to go to Google and set that up. When you come into it, you'll get a interface like that. You go down to Other Resources, click on that, and then right mouse click on Structured Data Testing Tool. Now, Google does have a lot of things to help you put rich text in there. Structured Data Markup Helper. Under here it's got Structured Data, Rich Cards, Data Highlight. This will help you, if you can't do what I'm doing, to get your website right. The reason I don't use this is things like Data Highlighter, which does put structured data onto your, not onto your website, but it's data into the Google index. So it links it within the Google system, but it won't give that to any other search engine. So all I like to do is have the raw system on my site. So when we go over there to the structured testing tool, it will open this page. And it will be blank like that. Go to New Test. Okay, we're going to type in that post by cut and paste. We're going to run the test. And you can see the organization data is there. Okay, and it tells you what you put in. So I've broken these up on this page. I will be moving to a main one later on, so this is all in the same information. So this one is saying who's it about. We've got the Facebook links, we've got the Twitter links. Here we've got like telephone numbers. Here we've got stuff about the product. Okay. So the organization information. The website information, what's the website, where is it, great, and product information. Okay, so this is the thing about the product. We only really sell one product, so I can put this on every single post. Okay, I did have an events one there before, but I took it off because the event was over. Okay, so that's how you get stuff into every blog post. So you saw 3 or 4 elements there, including one which was video. Okay, now the video there is I shouldn't have closed that page down. It's related to only one video on that post. Okay, so this is where we go to put mass data in. Okay, so that goes on to every blog post, but the individual posts also should have their own little bits. So for instance, the role telomeres, let's go and look at that again, has a video. That video is probably on only 3 posts. So what I do is go along to each post individually, go to edit post. So for instance, if you had many events and different posts promoting one event each, this is how you put one event in onto that page. You go down here, you can see I've put the stuff in there, which is the video object. So I've gone into the post, I've gone to edit post, I've gone to optimize settings, I've chosen header, and I put the video in. If I wanted to add another one, I'll just go header, I'll jump across, let's say that we want to put the we've got the events in there, we've got the video in there, we've got the products in there, so we don't really need to put anything else in. The only other one that we can put in there that I haven't got in there at the moment is something called article, again, which is something that would be individual to each blog post. Okay, then obviously we save and update, go across to the data tool, obviously I put the data in there already, we run it, and then we can see if there's any errors, warnings or mistakes. What it doesn't do at the moment is actually show you what it looks like, which would be a really nice tool to have so you can actually visualize it. But at the moment I have not found any real visualization tool that would actually put it into Google. You just have to wait. And with Google, like a lot of things, sometimes it appears, sometimes it turns off. You go to another computer, sometimes it appears, sometimes it turns off. I think that happens for the first month or 2 where it sorts itself out, and after that it gets better. Right, so that was putting it into posts. Now there's not a way of putting it in en masse to the pages, but most pages, or most people using Optimizepress, probably only have 6 pages up to 100 pages maybe, and maybe you don't need to put everything on all of them. Recently you'll see in a second that I went through my website and culled many pages that I wasn't using anymore. So for instance, if we go to the home page now and we go to live editor, obviously the home page you're going to have a lot of these structured data snippets on. So the way to do it in pages was open the page, go to page settings, go to other scripts, and you can see there are all the bits of structured data that I've shown you. So all the bits that are over here have been put in individually. Here, headers, so you can see them there. Product, local business, event, that was the event I was talking about, is the webinar, video, okay, because we've actually got 9 videos on that front page. To add new, again, you just go in there, you choose header, you copy and paste out of one of your pages that's been written for you or you've created yourself, drop it in there, okay, press update and you're done. Okay, I'm going to just remove that because I've got all the ones in there that I need. Okay, so you do that. Excellent. Excellent. Close and save. Go over to the structured data tool. Do a new test, and this is just the home page. So you notice this one has 4 items down here. Well, 4 things with 1 items. But your home page needs like everything on it. So here you can see I've got like 9 video items. I've got a big thing about the company. So you can see the geopoint, the customer service telephone number, the description. It will have all the bits as well about Facebook, YouTube, the logos, Twitter, etc., etc. The video objects, you can see that I've actually got 9 videos in there because there's 9 on the page. Product and event. Okay, now the event is something you change now and again. The rest are pretty standard. Once they've gone onto the pages, they're really not going to be changed for probably about 5 or 6 months. Or if anything changes, like the customer service number changes, or you put in a free phone number or anything like that. Right. So that is how we see the extras we can get. The extras we can get on by putting structured data in, getting the extra stuff onto Google. We've seen how to put it in, first of all, with the blog settings, secondly, individual pages. I'm showing you how to get to the site to get it tested and how to test it. And I've shown you 2 places you can go to go and get this done for you for a really cheap price. I will be actually creating a little tool myself that will actually create this for you free of charge. But it's going to take me a little time to do that. I'll let you know when it's finished, and I'll give you any updates I can on how well it's gone. All I would say is people have said it won't help your search engine optimization, but I put up a new web post the other day. I put in some information, put up a video on there that had been hanging around at the bottom end of the Google search, and within 2 days it was up on page 5, then up on page 3 the next day, and heading towards page 1 for quite a competitive search. Okay, so I hope that helps.